So here is the starting grid for the sixth and final senior road tax heat. It's groups B versus D. Here is your starting order. Jod van Wijk will start from pole position with Theo Lemoyne alongside on the front row. Enzo Dickenberg and Leith Mumina from Saudi Arabia will start on row 2. Pierre-Louis Durka and Kai Hunter will start from row 3. Jaden Teen and Luke Neeson start on row 4, with the top 10 completed by Lewis Gilbert and Sean Butcher. Mathis Terlo, Khalid Al-Maraji, Sverre Ubben, Lockie Robinson, Baz Janssen, Matthias Flamand, Louis Grimaupont, and then Ralf van der Pevet, Bader Al-Suleti, and Bram Ossewaarde rounding out the 20-strong grid. It's going to be another 7-minute plus an additional race, plus an additional lap race to the checkered flag as the drivers now go onto their official formation lap. Red lights are on the gantry. The drivers make their way out of the final corner. Are we ready? Are we steady? The lights are out first time. Here we go into turn number 1 as they fire their way through. Great move looking up the inside. Enzo Dickenberg. Someone's gone very, very wide and tumbled towards the back end of the field. But some great work by Dickenberg to keep it in second position at the moment. But Jod van Wijk got the best launch out of anybody. Led the field going into turn number 1. Lewis Gilbert has made up a few places in the meantime. He's right behind. Looks to be Jaden Teen. Oh, a little bit wide by one of the drivers just in front that made a little bit of an unforced error. And that allowed also Mathis Terlo to get through. They are all jockeying for position. That includes Lockie Robinson. He's towards the bottom part of the top 10. There's going to be a change now for second position. So Enzo Dickenberg drops down into second place. That will be behind the 335 of Kai Hunter. There's Jaden Teen in fourth place. The Saudi Arabian by the name of Leith Mumina doing a very good job in the 919, running with Steve van Kampenhout in the Formula K. So Jod van Wijk only has a 7/10 of a second advantage. So quite a big change. Theo Lemoyne dropping all the way down to 18th. Khalid Al-Maraji all the way, is in 20th position. Bram Ossewaarde after the opening lap has made up 5 places. Pace looks to be strong with the 376, who's now swapped teams and gone back onto the old Esprit chassis they used to run back in 2000 a couple of years ago. So we've got one driver with a little bit of a problem. They have slowed down. That's slightly compromised others. They managed to circumnavigate that one. But Jod van Wijk will come under pressure, I'm sure, from Kai Hunter. That gap is no longer 7/10 of a second. It's 0.166. Jaden Teen fires it up the inside through turn 1 on Enzo Dickenberg, who now drops to 4th and comes into the clutches of Scotland's very own Lewis Gilbert and has just been passed. Also just behind Sverre Ubben has just been re-overtaken by Mathis Terlo. And now I see Lachlan Robinson ahead of Sean Butcher. Keep your eyes on those two. When they get together, that showcases very, very good teamwork over the course of a race distance. So if one can start pulling the other along, then that will work and that will pay dividends for them. And Leith Mumina was the one I think that might have just had that drama and has dropped all the way down to 16th position behind the 917 of Bader Al-Suleti as the field comes through to complete another lap. And Hunter leads the way by over 4 tenths. He's just taken a 0.1, well, what was 2 laps ago, a 0.7 second deficit, and has turned that around by 1.1 seconds to make it a 4/10 of a second advantage in the race lead. 3 minutes and 42 seconds still to go, plus an additional lap. If Kai Hunter wins, well, Kai Hunter at the moment is the only driver to win 2 races. He is going for the clean sweep, and that could really help him. Sean Butcher and Lachlan Robinson might have just gotten through on another competitor. Well, that looks to be a possible, well, it's not Enzo Dickenberg, who's battling away with Matthias Turlo and Sverre Ubben, and they have both got past him. That might be Luke Neeson that they've just got through on. So Hunter's lead now has been slightly truncated by about 2/100ths of a second. It was Luke Neeson and Buzz Janssen that Sean Butcher and Lachlan Robinson managed to get through on. Now, Butcher to Dickenberg is 8.5 tenths. Looking at the lap times in between the pair, well, Butcher 57.6, Dickenberg 59.0. That's 1.4 seconds. Gilbert up the inside, that's on Jaden Teen for 3rd position. Oh, Gilbert was absolutely sideways when he launched it over the curbs through the chicane into the right-hand hairpin at the top right-hand corner of the circuit. That just shows how quickly things can, well, you know, you've got to work with the machinery underneath you. You've got to have a bit of mechanical sympathy, but sometimes you can push the limits, and that's exactly what Lewis Gilbert was doing. Kai Hunter now sets the fastest lap of the race and expands his lead over Jort van Wijk to 0.773 of a second. And Butcher now is within 3 tenths of Dickenberg at this moment and has just got past him. Sean Butcher now up into 7th position. Lachlan Robinson just behind the number 352 from the Netherlands. So 90 seconds to go plus an additional lap. Kai Hunter is on course to taking the ranking after heats lead and will put him at the sharp end of the 36-strong grid that will head into tomorrow's pre-final and final. And unfortunately, we will have to say goodbye to the lowest 4 in the 40-strong grid that we've got here. Sverre Ubben, in the meantime, in 5th place, who's closing in on Jaden Thien. And Jaden Thien now has just put in a 57.298 second lap time. Lockie Robinson now gets his way through on Enzo Dickenberg. So that's a change now for 8th position. Now that he's got a bit of clear air, Lockie will push forward. He's also done a few tests so far this year. He's done a Clio Cup at the Dubai Autodrome. I have to give a shout out to some of the people over there, including David Bright, who runs the Karting side of things. Again, you can see that they're bumping over those curves. Even Lockie Robinson was completely sideways. 27 seconds to go, plus an additional lap. And Kai Hunter is on course. He is the man in form at the moment. Fresh off of his defence of his GP plate last week at the PF International, he is going for the Grand Chelem. Lap 8 underway out of 9. This and another one to go. Lewis Gilbert, in the meantime, looking for second. Jaden Teen is also there too, with Jort van Wijk right in their crosshairs as the timer hits 0. One more lap to go after this, but it could be a very, very hard-fought battle for second position. And there's the move from Gilbert up the inside on the infield. That opened the door for him. Didn't open the door for Jaden Teen, though. But Jaden Teen will have his own opportunity to get through. He's going to look up the inside through into the next right-hander. And the 380 from Dan Holland Racing gets through for 3rd. But one more lap remains for Senior Rotax, and it's just less than 1.5 kilometres to go for Kai Hunter, the pride of Sunderland and the Republic of Tyne and Wear. He has been on absolutely destroyable. Well, he's destroying everyone that's trying to get in front of him. He's destroying the opposition, and still it's enabled him to get away and comfortably control proceedings. That's exactly what he needed. A clean set of heats here on Saturday. Gilbert second, Jaden Teen in third. There is also Jort van Wijk, who's coming under fire from Sverre Ubben in the number 344, the GKS Lemons power driver. But this man here has been absolutely unstoppable. Once you get him into the front of the field, he won't look back, and he's done the clean sweep. 3 from 3 for the UK's Kai Hunter. Lewis Gilbert will be second by my provisional calculations, and the ranking after heats the pride of Scotland and the pride of Sunderland doing great jobs. The pair of them, they will be more than likely on the front row for tomorrow's pre-final. Hunter takes his third and successive heats victory here today. Gilbert with a first, a second, and a second. Jaden Teen rounds off the day with a well-needed third place ahead of Matti Sturlo, Sverre Ubben, Jort van Wijk, Sean Butcher, Lockie Robinson, Luke Neeson and Buzz Janssen rounding out the top 10. Enzo Dickenberg, well done to Badr Zuleti in the 917, finishing 12th ahead of Ralph van der Pavert, who was finishing ahead of BFF. Bram Ossevada in the number 376, who ran it at the top 14. Louis Grimopont, Mathis Flamand, Theo Lemoyne, Laith Moumina from Saudi Arabia, Pierre-Louis Dirka and Khalid Al-Maraji rounding out the 20 strong, all completing the 9 laps of racing.